Hey guys, in this video I'll show you how to make my upgraded cheesy and crunchy cheddar jalapeno corn rib style, which has a mild spicy and cheesy flavor. This makes a great appetizer or side dish that will definitely get people talking. I've previously made and tasted all the Cheetos flavors with corn ribs, and this was by far my favorite that seemed to go the best with corn and cheese. And I'm not even really a big fan of Cheetos cheddar jalapeno chips, but this combination is a must try. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made this. So for the corn, look in the freezer section of your grocery store for the frozen corn packages. There's these 2-inch corns, or there's these 3-inch corns, or if you're like me, just get both. So here are the total ingredients we'll be using to make this. We've got a can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. I have Mexican style shredded cheese. And here are the seasonings: garlic powder, lemon pepper, onion powder, chili powder, and paprika, along with extra virgin olive oil. So we're making an amount that totals 4 regular full-size corns. 2 of the 3-inch corns make 1 full-size corn, and 3 of the 2-inch corn makes 1 full-size corn. So we have a total of 4 full-size corns. And we'll also need a bag of Cheetos Cheddar Jalapeno Crunchy. Alright, so let's get started and put this together. To start, I suggest boiling the corn first, which will make it easier to cut. Boil about 10 to 15 minutes. Then we can prep the crunchy Cheetos topping. We'll want about 1.5 cup of blended crumbs in the end, which amounts to adding 3 cups of Cheetos cheesy jalapeno in the blender. I used a small blending cup, so I did this 3 times. You want to make sure you don't blend all the Cheetos too finely, as you'll want some bits of crunchy Cheetos in there as well. And this is what you'll want to get: about 1.5 cup of blended cheddar jalapeno crunchy Cheetos. And you can put this in a bowl and then set aside. When the corns are done boiling, remove from the water and set aside to cool down for a bit. And to cut the corn, use an oven glove on the hand touching the knife's blade, just to be safe. Stand the corn upwards and slowly make an incision in the center of the corn and very slowly cut downwards through. This is a 3-inch corn, and with this one you can cut it down into quarters or 4 pieces. The boiling makes the center corn bone tender enough to cut through easily. These smaller size corns also makes it easier and safer to cut than regular full-size corns. So I suggest starting with these if this is your first time cutting a corn like this. Now you can place the cutted corns into a baking tray with parchment paper, which will make it easier to clean up afterwards. And you can cut the same way with the other 3-inch corns. Now this one is the 2-inch mini-sized corn, which makes it much easier to cut. Once you cut them in half, they're good to go. Since the piece is already so small, you don't need to cut it down further. When all the corn has been cut and laid in the baking pan tray, we can preheat the oven to 425. And in the meantime, we can start seasoning the corn. In a small bowl, add 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, ½ teaspoon of chili powder, and ½ teaspoon of paprika. And then blend all that together well. Then bring the tray of corn, and with a brush we'll start basting the corn with the seasoning. Make sure you get all the corn seasoned evenly. and now ready to bake. When the oven is preheated at 425, place in the oven for 15 minutes. In the meantime, we can prep the cheesy sauce, starting with a can of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. Scoop out 1 tablespoon of it onto a cutting board. Then with a knife, dice up the chipotle pepper into little pieces to get it as much like a sauce form. Then place that into a bowl and add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise and 1 cup of Mexican shredded cheese. Squeeze out about 1/2 of a lime juice. And now mix all that together with a spoon. And now the corn is done baking, hot and fresh out of the oven. So with the cheesy sauce we just made, add it on top of all the corn and try to distribute evenly. The heat of the corn will slowly melt the cheese onto the corn. And this is what it looks like now, just dabbing the sauce into the corn. You've got that melted cheesy sauce ready to be dipped into the crunchy cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. Using tongs, starting with 1 corn piece at a time, dip the corn side into the blended crunchy cheddar jalapeno Cheetos and then place it onto a plate. And repeat for the rest of the corns. And here you go, the final product, the cheesy and crunchy cheddar jalapeno corn ribs. I'll show you some close-ups and then I'm giving you my review after making and tasting this new recipe idea for the first time. So stay tuned for that. And now to the review. Okay, cheesy jalapeno corn ribs. Let's give it a shot. This looks so good and cheesy. The melted cheese with the cheddar jalapeno and the corn. Oh, that was so good. The crunchy Cheetos give it some crunch and it gives it some texture when eating it. The bigger pieces of the crunchy Cheetos, when you don't crush it finely, you get some crunch in there. And then that sauce, the mayo chipotle pepper sauce with the melted cheese. Wow, so good. Wow, this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
1 cup of shredded cheese. Perfect. These are really good size, good appetizer size. It's so juicy, the corn with the sauce. Wow, this is good, guys. The cheddar jalapeno goes so well with this, with the mixed Mexican cheese. Perfect. This is unbelievably good. So good. Small. This was a 2-inch corn cut in half. It's like a bite size. Look at that cheese falling. It's like a bone, a rib bone. Guys, this is so good. This is way better than the original one I posted. If you tried the last one, you're gonna love this one even more. Try these. Definite 10 out of a 10. I will definitely make these again. The texture of the bite with the crunchy Cheetos, the cheese, the melted cheese, and the sauce, and the sweet corn, it's perfect. I definitely recommend trying these. You just can't have one. You gotta have multiple. Try it out. You'll love it.